Okay, just I'm going to show you guys where the, here's a beautiful baby. Sorry about the lighting. Will do my best to keep everything proper. Got a hat on, so it's going to throw things off a little bit. So here we have Harvester 345 V8, 1976. And the issue is the throttle will not move. Throttle linkage. Throttle is so stuck that yeah, we've been slowly taking things apart one by one to see why. It was so stuck that it zoom in a little bit here. So stuck that a very common problem is the throttle, the metal throttle pedal actually broke. It's got like a part down on the firewall that just breaks because it rusts and it's got a bad pivot point. So let me show you guys the basic operation, way things go. Sorry about the shadow. I'm running a secondary light here so I can show you where everything is, but still get plenty of light on it. So it's going to take me just a second here to get that set up properly. Give me just a moment. Bear with me. Just having to rotate the light a little bit. Okay. There we go. I'll try and keep that out of the way so you guys can see it. Okay, over here we've got the choke. Here you recognize the old cold startup spring box that's there. Got a little spring that causes the choke to open and close with the cold weather. And here we have some type of a vacuum actuated choke adapter as well. All right, and here, let's go and look down here. Climb up here real quick. And top view, we'll go ahead and manually open up the choke, and if you look down, you can see, see if I can hold it open and get light down there. It's kind of hard. If you look down there, there's, if I can get some good light, you'll see the tiny screws. You see a Phillips screw. Those that go to the throttle blades. And I can't really prop, let me see if I can prop this guy open and still get you some light in there. There we go. And we might be able to focus on throttle blades in a second here. All right, you see the Phillips screw that's holding down the throttle blades. Here's my limit of movement on the throttle blades. Gonna just hold this open so get you a light on there again. It's hard to see. You see a throttle opening like that? That's it. That's a joke. All right, so over here, we'll take a look and take a look at the total movement here. That's it. That's all the throttle's moving. So let's look at the mechanisms over here. Again, sorry the phone gets blocked by the light, but I'll try and give you a good view. So here, this is the return spring over here, and let me back out a little bit so it's not quite so blocked. Here we go. So this guy goes down here, and you can adjust how quickly your throttle returns. We unhooked it for testing, but I can just hook it back up for giggles. Throttle doesn't open, so the return rate isn't really an issue, but that returns it. So you can see that's how that goes. Again, not a biggie, so just keep that apart. Previously, there is some linkage over here that I took off, which allows it to adjust a little bit with the choke. But again, if you can't even open the throttle, then there's not much point to worrying about the rest of it. Okay, let's take a look here. Here you've got, I'm zooming in on, that's better. All right, green is the idle set screw right there. And here you see, let me climb back up for a second. Here you see an arm, good gracious, my arm. No, here you see, there we go. So you look and see this arm right here, this guy right there. I'm gonna open the throttle up. That's closed. Here's open. Look at this. It's hitting right there. So it's total movement. The tip of it is hitting right there. There's nowhere for it to go. So that's bonkers. This whole thing is, and the frustrating part of it is that we didn't remove any of this, didn't open this up. So pretty bonkers. People say, hey, check the throttle cable. Well, throttle cable is over here, disconnected and clear. Here's the transmission, the kickdown lever back here. All this disconnected, not an issue. More choke settings adjustments here for a stepper. You know, we can do the classic thing, open up the choke and then watch it as you give it gas, and of course it's gonna close the choke. So this valve, of course, seems to be acting nicely. That's all fine, but unfortunately, yeah, it's a Holley. I think it is listed as a 2210, if I remember correctly. Let's see if there's any numbers on it here. It says Holley, USA, blah, blah, blah. Remanufactured. 6620 is the number. All sorts of series of numbers down there. Anyway, so that's what it does. That's the deal. Got a little mixture adjustment down there, we can see. And we left all that alone, as we've left the idle stuff alone. Yeah, otherwise, we've cleaned this engine really well. Very proud of it. Very proud of the work. Gorgeous looking engine. But and she'll crank. We cranked her tonight. But you know, not enough air. Definitely getting fuel. Not too rich. Confirmed spark, so that's all good. Timing is just set baseline, but yeah, really proud of the work we did on this. We cleaned up a lot of the stuff and still got a little more stuff to do, but okay, there we go.